Hello, everyone. Hey, Miss Sherry. Hey, Jay. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for the likes. Always. And I'll start off. We're going to put some liquid white on the canvas. We found a good brush. I always like using this 1.5 inch. I'm going to dip a little bit right on the tip of my brush. I make my own liquid white, and you can too. Just get you some titanium white and some linseed oil. Mix it 50-50. Works perfect. Alright. I'll start at the top. Come across. Make sure those edges are covered. And then bring it down. I'm going to put a really thin layer. Keep pushing, really pressing hard, pulling that paint down. Bob said this is one of the main reasons a painting fails. Hey, Caddy, thanks for coming in. So I'm just going to keep pulling and keep pulling and keep pulling. This way you know that layer is really thin. And see, I can, right here is where I'm at. I can see it starts getting dry right there. So I'm just going to keep on pulling. See how far I can pull that first little bit that I put on down. There's still some left in the brush, so I just got to push a little harder to get it to come out. If you load your brush the first time and you're able to cover the whole painting, you probably put too much on. That's how thin this layer is. Start with a really small amount. Now, I'm using post board, so I have to go back and look down the side to make sure it's all wet. You want the whole thing to be wet, and because I'm using the post board, it soaks up that first layer. And when you look down the side, you'll see those dry spots. Always look down the side of your painting to make sure it's not dry. Alright. I picked up just a little bit more. I'll start it right here. Now once I get to the bottom, I'm going to clean my brush and go back over it. And we're going to start doing a faster way on just putting linseed oil on the canvas. I'll show you how to make sure it's a thin layer. Alright, I'll clean my brush off. Slowly paint all over my arm. You gotta be careful about that. When you're throwing that first layer into the bucket or whatever you're using. Because if not, it'll just whip back on you. Yeah, my pops moved out a couple of days ago. It's just me now. His brother's health got bad, and I felt like he needed to be there. Alright. I cleaned my brush off. I'm going to get some paper towels to make sure it's dry. You don't ever want to go back up there with a brush that's got the mineral spirits on it, or thinner, whatever you're using. It'll mess your painting up. Unless that's what you're trying to do. You know, Bob does teach ways to use that thinner on the canvas. Alright, I'm cleaning my brush. Just wiping it off. Start at the top. Just pull all the way down. And if there's anything heavy on here, my brush will pick it up. I usually hit right there and pull outward. Alright. Just clean my brush. Her paper towels are so cute. I appreciate that. Alright, let's start putting some colors up here. Man, I want to do a beautiful snow scene tonight. Well, today. Normally I paint at night. What do I want to start with? I leave my old colors out. They start to dry out and they get really, really thick. The thicker it is, the better it is to start with, because you can always thin it down. Alright, let's see. Let's start with a little bit of Indian yellow. Yeah. Small amount. Just tap a little bit of color on the tip of your brush. If you go up there with a whole bunch of paint, man, it'll be hard to blend it. Let me show you. See that? Not even all the bristles have color on them. Just the tips. Alright, let's start. Let's see. Just figuring out the light source, where it's going to come from. Right in here. And small X's. Just barely touch the canvas. Work that. It's amazing how the Indian yellow and the white make such a beautiful yellow. Like a gold color. Just putting a little bit of this color out here. We'll mix it all at the end. Just very little out there. The further away, the less. Alright, let's clean the brush off. Oh no, I should have put some of that color. We're going to have a little bit of water in. And we're going to need some reflections. Hey, Darla. Thank you. Alright. I gotta clean off a spot. We gotta get some more red. And get my other knife. Thanks for the fire, the follow, Tiger. Thank you. Right now, I'm in a contest that Johnny Depp is hosting on Facebook, and we've been voting for a couple of weeks. Out of 16,000, I think 200 people, I made it in the top 20. And then yesterday I made it into the top 15. I'm currently first in my group. But I need more voters. Somebody could easily, kick me right out of first. So y'all please vote for me. Please vote. Alright, now let's get a little Alizar red out. Ooh, no. I tell you what. Yeah, we're going to use a little bit of the Alizar red and some, what is that, magnet? I ain't got my glasses on, but magnet, something like that. It's a purple color when it's mixed with white. Really, really good. Alright, Alizar red. We'll go ahead and put a little bit of this magnet on here. Perfect. Who are you? TikTok gave me a title user. Yeah, you can change it. I wouldn't know how, but yeah, you can change it. Alright. Let's go into a little bit of the, and I mean a really small amount. Look, let me show you how to do this. Take your brush and just pull a little bit out onto the board. Small amount. And then tap. Let me get these colors done away. Just tap a little bit of that color right on the bristles. Very, very little. Very little. Doesn't take much. And with small X's, and we'll come in and lay some of this color right around it. We're going to blend it all in just a minute. Just gotta get some color up here first. Alright, I think that'll work. Right. Let's bring this in just a little bit. Alright, let's clean the brush out. Dropped everything. Thank all y'all for coming to watch. I hope I'm able to do an oil painting that y'all could like. Alright, I'm going to go into a little bit of that magna color now. Just going to pull it out just like the red. And tap a little bit onto the bristles. Alright, let's see. Just lay a little bit of this color right through there. Alright, now we're going to mix a little bit of, oh, let's see, what color? A little Pythalio blue. Tap a little bit of that color. A little bit of red. A little bit of the magna. We're going to mix all three right on the brush. Just tap it in, tap it in. Alright. Look at that color. Isn't that amazing? I love oil paints. It's so easy to work with. I'm going to go back in and tap a little bit more of that color back on here. Because you're constantly picking up the magic white. sometimes you gotta go back and just stiffen up that color.
I'm going to pick up Karen.
Be careful.
I guess the truck had a flat again. I don't know.
Yeah, better not be on the side of the road.
It's not. It's not the side of the road.
I'll get finished, I'll call you.
Okay. I'll take pictures and send it to you. What's up, babies?
Alright, now we got a bunch of color up there. Let's get the brush clean. Hey. Princess! Princess, what'd I say? No. Lay down. I usually wait until after I put my dogs to bed. They usually go to bed at 9 o'clock. But they're halfway behaving. So I'm just cleaning my brush off, wiping it off with paper towel. Make sure it's dry and clean. Alright. I'm going to go back up here and just start blending from the center out. Small X's. Just work those colors. Hey! What? Lay down. Princess, stop. I said small X's. It'll just build the sky right for you. Kind of like magic. Have different colored clouds everywhere. Really beautiful light source. Down here, I'm going to soften this up real good. Just small X's. Pull it down into the magic white. Let it mix till it gets real lavenderly light. Alright, let's go back up here and finish working these. Remember, start from the inside and work your way out. You don't want to pick up the dark color and then go back into your center. Clean your brush if you need to go back into the center. I'm going to clean the brush off. Alright. Now I'm just going to softly go back and forth, pulling soft. Now, no pressure. I'm just dragging the brush across it. Alright. Man, I think that's beautiful. We could even put a little bit of white right in that middle and come out. Let me think about that a second. Alright, that's going to work for a sky. Now, what I want to do in this snow scene is show some of the color of the sky. In the snow, in the water. So let's do that. Right back there in the back. Princess, stop, baby. Bobo, no. He's a little puppy. He wants to play. She's old. She don't want to. Alright, so it's down here. Let's just start putting in some color. Not from very little. Like I said, we're going to put snow out there. Alright, I'm going to clean the brush. I could use a smaller brush, but it'd be alright. I'm going to go back at those same colors that we put up in the sky. Just going back over those same ones. Always pull your water straight. Always. Alright, got some red in there. I'm not going to clean the brush because I mixed all those other ones together. I'm going to go right into the magnesia. Small amount. And we don't know where the water's going to be, but we have to put this in. It's hard to get in when you're already into the painting. So it needs to be put in first. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing I did before and mix. A little bit of blue. The red. Gives me a dark or light lavender color. Just depends on how much blue and how much red you use. I try to do it 50-50. But this time I added some of that magnesia, a small amount. Same thing, just come in. Nice, nice darker color. Oh, I want a little bit more blue. Alright, now we're good. I don't want to put no more paint up there. You always want to keep it really thin until you're ready to put thick paint up there. Alright. Make sure your brush is clean and dry before you go back up. It's so important. You'll mess your painting up. So once again, I'm just going to blend these all together. Just make them real soft. The further away everything is, the softer it would be. So that's when we softened all that right there. We want to make sure this back here is real soft and that our color up here is really dark, and it is. We just got to blend it all together. Just softly, back and forth. And this picks up any of that heavy paint and just blends it all really well. Alright, now we're back down to a thin layer. If you're not careful, you'll start making mud. Alright, there's a possibility we're going to cover up a lot of it, most of it. But at least we got it in there, right? Alright, now, let's start working on some mountains. Alright. And I'm going to use those same three colors that we've been using. I'm going to mix them together. Guys, this is a bad habit of mine, so I'm going to tell you what it is. Y'all please try not to do it. I leave brushes in my paint cleaning bucket. But if you do that, they become a mess. You have to clean them. Alright. So I'm going to mix a small amount of that blue. Even a little bit of black, just to darken it up. With the magnesia and the red. Make sure to flip your paint over, or you're not going to mix it all. And this one, we don't want it to marble. Go ahead and mix that dark color. Alright, I think that'll work. Right, we'll get a small roll right on the end of my knife. Hey, no, lay down. We'll start back here. Let's see. I don't want a big one back here, just really small. Hey guys, quit. Princess. Princess is the oldest dog I have, and she runs everything. She don't let nothing slide. Alright, so I'm just putting in some color right there, so I'm gonna wipe my knife off. Just gonna scrape some of this color right here at the bottom. Get that off there. That'll work. We grab a fan brush will work. Not that one. Let's grab this one. Alright, so just start pulling your mountain out the way you want it to lay. You can literally do each side of it. Alright. We got that one made. And right now that one looks behind it. But as soon as you pull it out, it becomes in front of it. Just like that. Don't want to mess with that top edge. Leave it there. Alright. Now we'll get my let's see. We'll try this. Alright, it's a little too stiff. Alright. So just tap the bottom. And it'll mix with that magic white. And then look like it's setting real far back there. I'm gonna put just a small amount of snow on it. So what I'm gonna do is take some white. I'm gonna flatten out some white. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this Indian yellow, small amount, a really small amount, and mix it with that white straight across the top. So we're gonna show the light coming from this way. We'll mix. I didn't over mix. And that's the key to it. You want white and yellow to pop out. Alright, really lightly, really lightly. And we're not going to worry about putting the shadows in on that other side because it's just so far away. But we are going to tap it and lighten it up a lot. So once again, we're going to take our brush and lightly tap in those same angles. The only thing you should see really well is that top edge. The rest of it should be very blurry. So now we're going to tap it and let it blend in with everything around it. Like it's just poking up out of the sky back there. Alright, we're ready for the next set of mountains. And see, as we're coming back, I'm going to start reflecting these colors onto the mountain. And down here, we'll do some trees and stuff with those same colors and reflections. Hopefully it comes out great. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's go back to my small knife. I'll get a small roll. Look at that. That's how small it is. It's barely even a roll. You can't even really see, but unless you turn it sideways. Alright, that's how small the roll is. Very little paint up here, very little. It'll help you so you ain't gotta blend so much. Oh, let's see. Alright. And you just start pulling out hills and mountains, whatever you like to see. Bob Ross always said, pick a time of day and a time of year and go at it. So that's what I do. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more paint because I'm running out. But once again, just like small roll. The only thing we're worried about is this top edge. I'm going back and just scraping up any heavy paint. I want to make sure the top edges are really dark so we can see them. Alright, that works for me. Alright, that'll work. Wait to see how that comes out. Alright, so let me get my fan brush. Now, you can use whatever brush you like. You can use, no, I'm going to switch to the 1-inch. Look at that, I put my brush right in the bucket, left it again. It's a bad habit. Alright, let's get rid of that brush. Get this other one out. Alright. And guys, don't leave your brushes in the bucket. It's just a mess. It's not worth it. Thank y'all for coming to watch. I really appreciate it. Christopher Williams, thank you. Steps of Grace, how are you? Donna, how are you? Thanks for all the likes, guys. Somebody said tapping is clapping, so just tap that screen. It sends you a bunch of hearts, and then this will go out to a bunch of other people. Alright, let's move on. We'll take the 1-inch. Once again, we're just pulling all this paint out. Just the thick. Don't touch that top edge. And see, I could leave it like this, and that mountain would be behind that one. But every time you do another one, it pulls in front of this other one. I'll show you what I mean. As soon as I pull this one out, it crosses that one, pushes it in the back. Just pull down in the angles you want your mountains to fall. I think we will leave this one in the back. I'm going to pull it out, but I'm going to go back over it and push it back. And I'll show you in just a second what I mean. Alright, so when I pulled it across, that put it in front. But I go back and fix this line, pull it out, pushes that one in the back. Alright, we'll come back and add highlights to these in just a second. Alright, that'll work. This is going to be a really cool snow scene. I think. We'll see. All snow scenes I see are kind of dark. I like color. Just like it. Alright, that'll work. So let's start with the small knife. And so just like in the sky, I want to try to mix a little bit of those colors. Hey, no. In a minute. My dog's talk to me. You hear? She wants to go outside. I said no. Alright, let's go back to... cat, no. In a minute. Alright, I'm going to grab some of the Alizar Red. A very small amount, like a little roll. I'll flatten out the paint and then pick up a small roll of it and go right over and then put a small roll of white right over that. Alright, that color that blend, I'm not going to blend it. I want that marble look. And we're under the red, so we'll show some of the red reflecting. When you're doing this, you don't want the knife to touch the canvas. You want that little roll of paint under there to touch. That's it. If the knife is touching, you're out of paint or you're pressing too hard. Alright, let's see here. I want to put just a little bit more right here. Oh no. Alright, that'll work. Oh, no. I'm going to try something. I don't want a lot of this up there, but I just want to a little bit more. Hey, both of you, stop. If I'm not rubbing on them, they're doing that right there to get my attention constantly. Alright, that'll work. Alright, let's move on to the next one. And this one we got a little bit of that Magna color. So let's mix that with some white. Hey! Get down. What'd I say? No. Bo! No. There. Watch me paint. Alright, grab just a small roll of that Magneto color and a little bit of white and flatten it out. I'm going to go back over it with a little more white. Yeah. These colors are amazing. Man, y'all are getting on my nerves. This will put y'all to bed. Alright, I'm going to mix a little bit more of that Magneto. And you can keep doing this. You don't have to I'm just flattening one color over the other. Wait! No! Bobo is just a puppy. He wants to bite everybody. Alright, let's see. Start over here. You better stop. And once again, I'm just letting the knife float down. No pressure. If you apply any pressure, it just won't work for you. You want that snow to break and leave those gaps. Alright, man, but look at all those colors from the sky that are coming off on it. Man, that's just beautiful, I think. Alright, let's go back here and do this back one. Because when we put the shadow on here, we're going to cut this one right off. I like to push up And then start pulling it down. Alright. And that's really light colored too. That's great. That's great. I'm gonna go back and add just a couple of dark spots on that. And you can do this too. Anybody can do this. All you need is somebody to show you how. That's all. Like I said, I want some of those colors from the sky to reflect back there. Alright, now we'll do the shadow color. Let's see. Mix a little bit of, we'll mix all of that together. And then add some blue. So I'm just taking all that white and purple and red, mixing it all together. Now we'll take a little bit of black and some Persian blue. Hold on, I gotta get a little bit more blue out. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna flatten it, get a little thin line, and then lay that right over my other colors. Just flattened it right over the other ones. Now let's go ahead and put the shadows in. Oh man, that paint is thick. Quit! Bo! Get down. Go. Down. Go. Down. Out. Get out of here. Go. Out of here. Y'all couldn't behave. Go in there and play. In there. Go. Alright. Just want to tap some color right. Some dark colors right through here. And go back, pick up a little bit more of the color. And make sure you do these sides too in that same angle that you want. Just play with the colors, experiment, mix everything, see what happens. You hear the knife scratching, right? That's because I'm out of paint. When you're doing this, you don't want the knife to touch. You want that little roll of paint to touch, and then you pull it so it leaves gaps. Alright, let's do the one in the back. I'm going to make this little edge right here a little stronger. Bo! See, this is why I don't paint during the day. I'm sorry. They are so bad sometimes. I just picked up a little blue. Go over and hit these high spots. You don't put no pressure, and you just let that paint hit those high spots. It's really, really cool. You can even go back with some black and put some dark spots in it. I'll do that in a minute. Alright, that works for me. Hold on, no. I do want to put a little bit through here. Like I said, I'm just touching the canvas, and it'll hit those high spots that paint is thick, and it'll catch on to those spots. No pressure when you're doing this, none. Alright, right there I want to jump over it. So I'm going to wipe my knife off. I'm going to go back to those light colors. Bobo, stop! And let's jump over here. Man, I'm just going to go put him in the yard. It's raining. He's not going to like it. Alright, mix a little bit of white with it. A little bit more white. Oh man, there is so much texture on that mountain. If you closed your eyes, you'd be able to feel it. Alright, that's good. Thank you so much, Pom Pom. What's that? Lady Joyce, thank you so much. Says you're a rising contributor. That sounds cool. Not sure what it means, but... Alright, so let's go back. I want to pull down right here on this bottom. Just a little bit. 3 hairs and some air is what Bob Ross would say. We just want the top edges to look really good. We're gonna... Bobo! Stop, please. Come here. Come here. Bo, come here. Just pull these out. Or you could tap them out. It doesn't matter. Just really, really lightly. Man, he's gonna get me. Bo, stop, please. And like I said, 3 hairs and some air. That's it. Alright. Now I'm going to tap the bottom down here. Let it mix with that magic white. Hold on, let me clean the brush. I got a little too much blue on it. Bobo, stop, please. I gotta go with him outside. He'll drive me nuts. I apologize, guys. Oh, hold on, please. Let me show my face. I can't get no puzzle pieces right now. Bo! I gotta put him back on the leash. He's not listening. Outside, go. I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a second. All right, out, go. Hey, yeah, Princess, stop. Go. Go, Princess. Out. Go, cat. Let her out. Come on. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to pick my chair up to back out. That's awful. I need more room. Alright. Let me line y'all back up. There we go. Alright, so I had cleaned the brush, but there's still a lot of oil on it. Alright, let's see. Now that my brush is clean, I'm gonna go back and tap. Might even add just a little bit of white through here. Maybe, we'll see. Angles are important. Make sure you're pulling in the way you want them to lay out. I'm pounding on it. Really want it to blend in down here, just kind of disappear. Back and fold. Push it really far back. Just wiping the brush off, picked up a lot of blue, but we're just gonna keep tapping that, and it's gonna mix with all those other colors under there, and the magic white, and just get lighter and lighter. I'm gonna pull the tape off of this in a little while when we're finished. We're gonna see what it looks like. Picked up a lot of blue right there. May have to put a little white in it. We'll see. That magic white will allow you to do a whole lot. You just gotta keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. Alright, I think that'll work. Alright, so let those blend together. Soft, soft, soft. And I'm just using small X's to blend these in, that's all. Sometimes you gotta sit back and look at it and see if it's blended to where you want it, where you need it. Alright, that'll work. Now, I'm gonna get the 1-inch brush. We're gonna start putting in some trees. And we'll do it way, way back here in the back. So some blue. Man, I need some Persian blue. Give me just a second. Alright, Persian blue, where you at? We're gonna need some titanium white. I was going to get it out. Not using that one yet. It'll pop up in just a second. I got so much paint everywhere. I know it's laying right up here in front of me. Where did you go? There we go. There we go. Old tube. I knew I had it. Alright. Put a little blue out here. Now, you could use Petalio blue, but it's such a bright blue. I'm going to use some of this dark and some black. a small amount. Get a small amount. And get a small amount of black on your brush. Just let it tap it right in. Ah, got a puzzle piece anyway. How do you do that? All right. Just by tapping, we're gonna start putting in trees. And these are further away, so you could tap a little bit more so it mixes with that magic white and gets lighter and lighter. Press hard. You can flip it over. You get so many different variations. Alright, I think that'll work for the first layer. Alright, and for this layer, we just gonna put white snow on this side. We'll add some color to the other side. Iris, how are you doing today? Wait, where'd my titanium white go? There it is. Gotta clean me off a spot here. Oh yeah. It's about time for me to clean my board. Everything's getting a little stiff. But I really do use it till I can't use it. The thicker it is, the easier it is to work with. To me. To me. Alright. Put some titanium white on here. And we're just going to start tapping out trees that got a little snow on them. That's all. Alright, so I'll get a small amount, pull it out, and just start tapping the brush into it. So just pull out a small amount, and then tap the bristles right in. This is not a lot of paint. It's not a lot of paint at all. Go back, tap in a little more white. Just on the tip. I already got paint on the whole brush. But I really need the white just right there on that tip. That's what I'm using. Not the whole brush, really. And it's amazing that you just do this. Look like there's tons of trees back there with snow on them. Alright. Clean the brush. Alright, let's see. We're going to take the big brush. We're going to tap the bottom of that. We're going to put another row of trees right across these. And we'll make these a little bit darker. Alright, that'll work. Go back to the 1-inch. And this time I want to get, let's see, a little bit more black. in with that color. It was really light. Now we want it to be a little bit darker so it looks like it's closer. So I'm just mixing a little bit of black into all that same color. Just really pounding that color into the bristles. Alright, let's go back up here and see. And see, because it's darker, it really stands out. It pushes those other ones further back. We'll go back and tap into a little bit more color. And I tell people, don't worry about your brush running out of paint, because you need those soft spots. And then you go back and add some dark spots. It just adds to your painting. Now I'm tapping mostly just into black. Alright, that'll work. We'll put another big tree over on the other side. Alright, but this time when we put the light, we're going to put snow on these trees, but then we're going to come back with just a small amount of red. Like it's reflecting that color. Might even add a little bit of Indian yellow to the ones in the back. We'll see. Actually, I do want to do that. I'm just have some right on the tip of my, just a small amount, right on the tip of my 1 inch. Yeah. Let's see. Just here and there, here and there. A little bit of that light. All right. I'm just gonna knock off the brush. Now I'm gonna go into a little bit of white. Switch color trees. All right. We'll put the snow on here first. And it's got a little bit of the Indian yellow in on the brush, so it's got a yellow tint, which is really cool. We'll put a red tint right on top of this. Man, my dogs are so bad when I'm not watching them. Bobo! No! I just gotta put a leash on him a couple more times. Alright, let's see. Alright, just like that. Now I'm not gonna clean the brush off. I'm gonna go into a little bit of that red and even a little bit of the magnolia. First I'm gonna do some red. Just a small amount right on the tip of the brush. Just a little bit of light, that's all. Alright, I'm gonna tap into just a tiny bit of the magna. Alright, that'll work. Let's clean the brush. We may not have any water on this one. I mean, I was going to do a waterfall, but It's looking so good. I don't know. Probably won't. But I probably should put a house right here. Yeah, let's do that. First, I'm gonna put some dark color down. Go with a little bit of black, a little bit of the Persian blue. And I'm doing this because when I hit it with the cad yellow, it'll give me some beautiful green colors. So let me soften this up some. Alright, that'll work. We'll put something in front of that in just a minute. Alright. You know what? I don't want to put no color down. Let's build a house and then we'll slap some snow on it. That'll work. Alright. Let's see. I want to. Let me just scratch out a little house right here. And you do this for two reasons: to get the kind of the layout of how your house is, how you building it. Dogs or something else. Alright, just scratching out any heavy paint so when I come back in, I can lay my own paint in there. Alright, that'll work. I'm going to start with just some black. A small roll on the end of the knife, small roll. We're going to put in this side of the E first. Alright, and we'll take a little bit of black and we'll just highlight the roof right there. That way y'all can see it. Alright, I'm going to come back in and put snow on it. Just so y'all can kind of see. Get a little bit more color. Alright. That'll work. And normally I wouldn't do that, but I just do it so y'all can see it. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of the... Let's get on this one. Some yellow ochre and some Van Dyke brown. A small amount of both of them. Just want to flatten it out. Man, that paint is super, super heavy. I'm going to have to get some more. All right, that'll work. So I flatten each color out on top of each other. That way when I go to put it on, it's marbled. I get all those different shades. Pick up a little more paint. Just pull down those shadows right underneath that edge. Don't worry about that heavy paint. We're going to come back in a minute with some white. Really make it pop out. I'm going to hit this one more time. There, much better. Dark poster here. Alright, now on the side I'll mix a little bit of black with the colors we already got. Just a small amount of black. Alright. I'm going to come back with just the yellow ochre. Hold on. I gotta peel the skin back on it first. No joke. And I'm just letting it hit those high spots. No pressure at all. Keep this side over here a little dark. Alright, now watch. I'm clean the knife off, get a small amount of the titanium white. Wow, that's so pretty. I love mixing all these colors. And how thick it gets. And you can really feel the textures in them. Alright, let's put some snow on the roof. Then we'll put some doors. Maybe a window too. Alright, get a small roll of paint on the end of your knife. Just stick it and pull it. Alright. Have to keep flattening that white out so you can get a small roll. Alright, now we need to put a little bit on the other side to show that it's on both sides of the house. They put a little bit more right here on this end. Yeah, a little thicker. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, to me it is. Maybe not to you. All right, that works for me. That works. Man, my hand just turned green. I hate that part. All right, let's scratch out a door. And we'll use some of that Magna. That's a pretty color. Just like that. We'll scratch in a couple of windows. Put a little cad yellow. All right. We'll take a little bit of white right on the end of my knife. Just highlight the door. Oh wow, that's thick. That is so thick. And then do the windows. Just like that. Now, let's move on. I'm going to put a little bit of grass up there. So we will start with some black and some blue. Like I said, those colors are beautiful when you put cad yellow on top of them. But you got to start with dark so you can show lights. Always remember that. You're playing them against each other. Light against dark. Dark against light. Constantly. Alright. So like I said, I just want to tap in. A little bit of grass. Probably put a tree over in a minute. Not really worried about that side. Tap just a little bit more color. Has some dark spots, has some light spots. You know, each one of these just shows another layer. Alright, I think we will have some water right here on this edge. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Alright, like I said, just tap these out. Tap them right out of your brush. Alright, that'll work. Alright, let's pull down some reflections right here. Just using the color that's already up there. Actually, I'm gonna go back and tap into a little bit of that Persian blue. Oh yeah. Just here and there, here and there. Make sure to pull your lines straight down. Even if you're coming down at an angle, always pull your water lines straight down, straight down. Alright, with another brush, I'm going to swipe across this lightly. Very light. No pressure. I'm just dragging the brush across the canvas. And it starts to really sparkle that water. Makes it look like those lines are wavy. You can go left, you can go right. It's really cool. This is what hooked me right here. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of a water line in there. And then we're going to put some grass on it. Just give me a little roll of white. Always shake your knife straight. Even if you're coming down at an angle. Just shake it straight. And it'll work for you. It really will. Alright, just like that. Just like that. Alright, now let's tap into a little bit of the cad yellow. Let me clean this brush. Alright. But I'm going to mix a tiny bit of linseed oil with that cad yellow. I want it to come off really easy. I just want to be able to tap it. Alright. And it don't take but just a couple of drops to thin it out. That's it. If you need more, you can always add more, but start with just a couple of drops. And just like before, you're going to tap that color right into those bristles really, really well. Let that oil mix with that cad yellow. Hold on, cat. Alright, let's see. Alright, tap back into a little more color. And that's why I put my water lines in, so I could tap over them a little bit. Alright, that'll work, that'll work. But I do want to put some bushes down here in the bottom. I always like doing that. So I'm just going to take some of those same colors. And tonight we're going to use that magna to really make some beautiful flowers up through here. Let's take the blue, tap in some blue, that Persian blue. And just a couple right here. Alright, now we're going to a little bit of black. Tap a little bit of black. And just in the bottoms, I want to darken it up down there. Alright, clean the brush. Alright, now the fun part begins. Oh no. Alright, let's put that up. We're going to take some white. Hold on. First, I'm going to mix. You know what? We could just use a little magic white. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of magic white because it softens up this other paint, and you can really make some beautiful stuff. So I'm just tapping it a little bit, and we'll go into that magna and just let it mix right into the brush. Alright. I feel like it's nice and loose now. Alright, this time I'm going to the red. Just tapping really, really thick. It's really thick. But we put that magic white to loosen it up so it'll come off easy. Just like that. Alright, let's clean the brush a little bit. I feel like going back on top of that with just a little bit of this white. Alright, clean my brush and got my hands dirty. How does that work? I don't get it. That to me is like magic too. You clean your brush, but your hands get dirty. That's something else. And make sure you're painting in clothes that you don't mind getting some paint on, because this stuff is not easy to come out. Not easy at all. Alright, so I'm going to do it one more time. Dip right into my magic white. Tap it off. And then, let's see. Let me pour a little bit on this red. Doesn't take much at all because it's so thin. Alright, just like that. You don't have to do this in your painting. You can do it any way you want. That's the fun thing about this. You ain't even got to know what you're going to do. Just sit down and start painting. Alright, let's pull some tape off this thing and see what it looks like. Let me clean my hands up just a little bit. I'm going to get it everywhere. All right, here we go. Come on. Oh, yes. I'm getting a little better at pulling the tape. A little bit. Don't make a mess like I used to. Alright, guys, so what do y'all think about this one? Mitzi, how are you, dear? Hey, Joe. Oh, my hands are filthy. The light don't know what to do. It's struggling. Let me pull y'all up a little closer. If I can. Alright, let's see. Yeah, see, I thought it was going to be a snow scene, but it then just started popping out at different. Kipper, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Scott, how are you today? Thank y'all for all the likes and everything. I really appreciate it. Somebody told me the other day that tapping is clapping, so I really do appreciate that. Alright, guys, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. I might come on in a few more minutes and paint another one, and then I gotta go get people to vote for me. I'm in a contest on Facebook that's called the People's Artist. We've been voting for a while, a couple of weeks. I made it into the top 20 out of over 16,000 people. And now that they're voting on, I made it into the top 15 yesterday. Now they're voting on the top 10. I am first in my group. And that's absolutely amazing. I never thought people would like what I do that much. Just go to my Facebook. Excuse me. Go to my Facebook profile, Rusty Weir, and you'll see it says Johnny Depp, the People's Artist. Yeah, Johnny Depp's hosting it. That's another thing. I just want to meet that guy.